Because everything that I was surrounded by was money, my house, my cars, my fame. What about your love? So you got a lot of boss sisters that go home to four walls at night.
Another track layer production, but no joke entertainment. Let's go.
Akintunde is gonna make you laugh real loud. So come on, scream it out. Akintunde is gonna make you laugh real loud. So come on, scream it out. Akintunde.
I want to say this. I want to ask you this question.
Yes, baby.
You back to you said something so key. Now, what I'm about to say, I'm telling you right now, may make some people uncomfortable. You might even get mad with it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You mentioned the fact of having a husband.
Yes.
You not only have a husband, but you have a high value, strong husband.
Yes. What's a high value?
High value mean a man who knows himself, who knows the value of his position.
They be using new terms now.
Yeah.
I got to keep up.
Well, I pull that out of the lexicon because see, a lot of times people don't understand. People throw that term around right now, but they really don't understand what that means. They usually mention that as it pertains to money, wealth, and consumption. Hey, anybody can get a car note. Anybody can save some money. That ain't what I'm talking about. High value is a man who knows his position in his family. He knows his worth. He knows the value of his woman. He knows the value of working together, taking this whole thing, taking the lead, but knowing how to respect and honor your woman at every step of the way. You said something when we were in Vegas, when I came to see you in Vegas. You said something that was hilarious, and I've told this on multiple occasions. You said, all my boss chicks make some noise. And the whole room, yes! You say, where are my boss bees at? And they're like, yes! And I'm like, okay, I had no idea where you was going. You said, boss bees go home by themselves and something else. I was like, oh, Jesus. And the whole room, 70% of the room was like, laughing. It was that type of uncomfortable, truthful. And then some people was like, like they was rolling like I was. Then some other people was like, oh, Jesus, like, And I was like, but you said that coupled with what you said right there, I don't think a lot of successful, powerful, strong women like you understand the value and how to dwell with a successful man, with a powerful man. Do you think it's any credence to that today about, about my observation with that? And that's a soft observation too. I'm not giving y'all the full takeoff on that. I'm telling y'all right now.
Well, we've been taught as Black women, get the bag. We've been taught, be a mogul. We've been taught, be empowered. We've been taught, be independent. Mm-hmm. But ain't nobody said, be a loving wife. Ain't nobody said, nurturing mother. See, and I was that woman. I was that boss. So I'm talking from experience. Mm-hmm. Whoever made the money made the rules, baby. But then I got with a king. And it took that king to raise the queen. I had to be raised because everything that I was surrounded by was money, my house, my cars, my fame. What about your love? So you got a lot of boss sisters that go home to four walls at night. The bank accounts are full. They got everything but a relationship. I won't even say but a man because that's unfair because some women want to be with another woman.
Right.
They got everything but a relationship, a healthy relationship. It's all about that money. It's all about that paper. It's all about that your status. It's all about, well, I was finding myself being very lonely when I was thinking that way. And then because I was in the position that I was in, I could pick who I wanted. So then you find yourself giving yourself away repeatedly to emptiness. But brag about, I'm a boss. You can fly them in, you can put them up, you can have the limo go get them, but that ain't yours. That ain't yours. So for me, I had to take my cape off. I had to retire from the Oprah Winfrey University of you don't need a black man of empowerment and independency, because we saw what it got her.
Wow.
Pictures with your puppets on your magazine cover. Saying that to throw shade. I'm not. I'm saying that to our sisters, baby, listen, don't give it all away.
Yeah.
So that when that person comes into your life, you don't even know how to accept it or receive it. Because everything is a dollar bill. You can walk around with the tag, I'm a boss, I'm a boss. Okay, boss. Put in front of it lonely. Put it unappreciative. Put in front of it inconsiderate.
Yeah.
And that's for everybody. See, when I'm home, I'm not a star. When I'm home, I'm Sydney's wife, children's mama.
But Mo, a lot of people think you wrong for saying that. A lot of people think you holding sisters back by saying that. Real talk. Because when I have certain conversations at the dinner party, when I have a conversation and somebody asks me a question and I'm like, now do you really want my truthful opinion? Or do you want me to kind of coddle and play with you when I answer this question? Man, no, I really want to hear the truth. And then it turns into a halfway argument. A lot of people don't want to accept what you're saying, Mo, as fact.
Well, baby, a lot of people don't accept a lot of okay. What did you say? Experience is the best teacher. Because for the ones that get into an argument, simply ask them, tell me about your relationship.
Yeah.
Tell me about your relationship. We can stop all of that. Well, I don't need one. Well, okay. You're one of those people that can go through life and be satisfied with a check. You're one of those people that can go through life and be satisfied to be on your back with different people on top of you, and that's okay, no judgment. However, don't get to your 40s. Don't get to your 70s, because I know some too. I used to go to the nursing homes, Akida.
Okay.
And whenever I would go, they would always say, we're going to bring in the media. And I would say, no, thank you. That's between me and them. And they would always say to me, oh my God, it is so beautiful what you're doing. What they didn't understand was I needed them. They didn't need me. I needed those women. I needed those elders to sit me down and talk to me. I went in one lady's room, Akidak, and she was sitting there in her church white stuff. You know the white
Right,
things
yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. The church mothers. Yeah.
Church mother.
Right.
Sitting on her bed, smiling. And I said, what you waiting for your man to come see you? And that woman looked at me and said, my husband loved me enough for the rest of my life. And then the director said, Monique, her husband's been dead for 20 years.
Wow.
So when I left there, I was so full, and my prayer was, let me give that to my husband, because that's what he's given to me.
Wow.
So if I leave this universe before he does, I hope he has a smile like that. And I hope he feels that same way. So when I those nursing homes, I would go in there to get my soul fed. See, I would run a 80-year-old woman that would call me all kind of bitch, and they would say, Monique, no one's been to visit her since they dropped her off. Well, when did they? About 50 years ago.
Jesus.
So I go get fed because I need to say, thank you for that lesson. Thank you for that lesson. So for my boss sisters, they got you believing it's about your status on your job. They got you believing it's about how much you got in your bank account. But who rubbed your back when you got cramps in the middle of the night? Who wiped tears when they still treating you be on your job, but
Yeah.
you're the vice president. Who
Right.
was there to hold your hand? Who was there, baby, when you so tired, when you walk through that door, you can't see straight, but they loved you enough to fix you a plate of food, and they didn't put it in the microwave, they warmed it up on the stove. Who you got doing that? So get mad. I want you to get mad. Get mad
Right.
and then think about it.
Right.
Get mad and ask yourself, where do I want to be when I'm 70?
Yeah.
When I'm 70,
Yeah.
what do I want my family to think about me? Some of us so busy being bosses, your damn children don't know when you off of work, when you home, because you still being a boss. You forgot how to be a mother. You just now giving orders. So
And to your point on that, for me, I'm looking 10, 20 years. And I'm looking specifically, nothing against nobody else. I'm thinking about the black family.
yes,
What are we going to be for our children and grandchildren in 20 years when you and I are 70? What are we going to be? What is our families going to look like? Are we going to be able to interact with our children, come together? Because people don't understand, there's rules to life. It's a reason why things flow together a certain way and they work together a certain way.
Yes.
And when you tear down the fabric of a man, you can't then expect to extract the nourishment that you need at particular times. That guy that you're talking about who's rubbing your back, who rubbing your feet when you're taking chemotherapy, who's standing there talking to your doctor in a strong, powerful way about your health care, who's standing up for their child, whether they got into something or they standing there with their child when they are at a successful point. Those are a post at life that most of us come through on some level. And if you want a man or a sister to stand beside you during those moments, good and bad, you need to understand how that man and woman really works at their core essence. Everybody's different. We all have different strengths and different personality quirks, and we come from different backgrounds. But there's certain things that are consistent and undeniable. And I think we are losing that. And then we'll say, I want a man to do this and do that. I'm like, but that's not who you are. That's not, I won't even say that's not who you married. Sometimes that's not what you invest in. You can't go to the bank and make a withdrawal if you didn't make a deposit. So if you want a guy to be strong and balanced and consistent, but you beat him down, that don't work well. Same thing. You want a woman to be strong and powerful and loving and kind, but you're not depositing that. So you can't ever make a withdrawal of that. And I think we're missing that because we're missing some of the core values that you're talking about.
they taught us, my mother taught me not to trust my husband.
Wow.
And I decided to go a different route.
Wow.
See, when your mama say to you, you make sure you put something away for a rainy day. And I had to look at my mother and say, if it rain, me and him gonna get wet together.
Wow.
See, I don't believe in separate bank accounts. I don't believe in that's his and that's mine because, well, that means y'all just roommates. Y'all roommates. That's not a partnership. That's not a teammate.
Right.
So we've been taught to distrust. So now when lately I've been hearing women say, which I think is foolish. I've been hearing women say, oh, I bet not have to pay no mortgage. I bet not have to pay no bills. Okay, then so is your money going in the savings account for your retirement? Or do you think your shit is just for you to go shopping and get what you want to get? Because that's not your teammate, baby. That's your room. And do you think what's in between your legs supposed to cover all of that? Because don't you know there's a lot of women walking around with that in between her legs? And it's so much more than that. It's so much more than that. Now, when everything is all good and popping, it's a beautiful thing.
Right.
I said your whole name on that one in the name of Jesus. But they've taught us, again, when you're watching these shows, baby, and it's all, I'm a boss and I'm a mogul and I'm a this, and then they're talking to their men as if they're nothing.
Yeah.
But you got the men accepting it.
Yeah.
See, that's when it's like, listen, y'all, what we showing to our babies.
But that's our fault.
Another track, lay a production, but no joke, entertainment, let's go.
Akintunde is gonna make you laugh real loud. So come on, scream it out. Akintunde is gonna make you laugh real loud. So come on, scream it out.